Having already learned Olive Pixley's Armour of Light technique, we now proceed to her advanced Ritual of Light exercises as she presented them in her book, The Magnet. I'll start by reading the foreword so we get an idea of her intention. She opens with a quote from St. John. Walk while ye have the light, for he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. While ye have the light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of light. This is the whole object of the technique in light, that we in our generation may also become the children of light. In the first volume, we learned to put on our armour of light. In this final one, we must get equipped and ready for service. But do not start on this series until your daily armour is shining through you. As you proceed, you will realise the tremendous power that Christ, the magnet, has to draw you and me and all men and women through inner space to him. It should not be strange for all followers of the teachings of Christ to realise that we need in these modern conditions of life a sure and individual way of direct contact with him. The Church has for centuries directed our minds to obedience to the outward forms of worship and instructed us in the historical records of his life and works. The servants of the Church have done a magnificent work in educating and enlightening all peoples. There still remains a grave responsibility resting on the individual, and that is his or her personal response to a personal invitation. Come unto me, all ye. It is that personal interest which he is alleged to take in everybody that we generally find so difficult to believe possible. Why should he care about me? Well, why should he? That is exactly what I want to tell you, the reason why he does. Of course, he does not care emotionally any more than a surgeon cares emotionally about removing a tumour. The surgeon cares as a craftsman cares to perfect his work. That is how Jesus Christ cares for humanity. He came as a medical missionary to a world that had lost touch with the realities of cosmic law and had become entirely provincial. He had to start teaching people as we teach children ignorant of the alphabet. He had to train himself first. He had to lay a cable that would relay the news of his heavenly world to this earth, and then demonstrate how, when laid, it would work through the universal instrument of the physical body, if that physical body learned how to make the connection. All through the ages, man has separated himself into sections: his mind, his spirit, his body. Sometimes the mind has first importance. With professional Christians, the spirit comes first. With materialists, the body is the first consideration, since that at least is real. Oddly enough, Jesus ranked the body of first importance. He knew that the body is the manifestation of the mind. The spirit is the energy that directs the mind. The cable that Jesus laid was to enable the energy of the mind of God to flow directly into the human mind and thus produce a new physical race, perfect in bodily health and in peace and radiance of mind, therefore eliminating disintegration, conflict, hate, and warfare. He went through every human experience to prove this point, and he never cheated. He never claimed his privileges, but earned them, and triumphantly presented his body as a perfect instrument able to talk, eat, move in all the elements. In fact, he earthed a new dimensional capacity for us all. In starting on this second series of exercises, there are several points I want to make clear to you. I did not make the distinction of first, second, and third groups. I was shown it was a sequence of freedom of the intricate patterns of our physical construction of which we are so ignorant. No mother consciously designs her child. You can imagine the result if she did, and the awful moment of discovery of the essential organs she had forgotten. No. Birth is unconscious, but rebirth must be a conscious process. Jesus and Mary went through the unconscious process, and Jesus achieved conscious freedom. We must realize how essential it is for us to follow in his footsteps. Do not start on this second series until the first exercises are integrated in you. This volume contains the formula for the freedom of the head. Just think for a moment of a world with no hurt minds, no mental institutions, no borstal or remand homes, no jails, no hospitals. That was the world in the beginning, before history recorded the beginning of mind over matter. Then comes murder, greed, lust, fear, frustration, all the work of man's free will. But if man's free will can lead him to the grave, it can also exalt him to fulfillment. Be of good cheer, for I have overcome your world. That is our goal, to overcome our inherited selves, to be divinely fulfilled. To achieve that, we must have no illusions, not one about ourselves, or the power of others to do for us what we alone can do. No human mind can ensure for others divine results. No human mind can impose divine punishment. Every individual punishes him or herself. Every act of cruelty in any life has to be expiated in person by the perpetrator of the cruel act. These people draw to themselves, possibly in one short life, violent, brutal assault, which seems inexplicable except by understanding that an eye for an eye is the non-Christian law. Freeing the head from obsessional thoughts of self-pity or resentment, we free the nerves of the head and body of strain and pain. We start this series with the cosmic breath, which is a breath from our heart to the heart of the figure of light, and then to the heart of the cosmic Christ. Through that cosmic heartbeat, we start our own conscious heart power. Christ's miracles were performed through his dynamic heart energy, his physical organ, not an unidentified spiritual power. There is no power that can function on earth except through physical contact. A coordination of mind and heart can bring about phenomenal results. Mental hypnotic power has limited action, but a human mind and heart in contact with the Christ mind and heart is capable of a miraculous result. All these forthcoming exercises can produce that result. If all of us, all over the world, are faithfully flashing our light exercises every day, the result in us should induce an epidemic of health, our blood radiating harmony instead of disease. How can I impress on you the worthwhileness of being one-pointed in your Christian initiation? You will never regret it. Put Christ as your magnet, and do not let ecclesiastical, occult, psychic, scientific, or academic facts and theories cause your mind to stray. Have friendship and fellowship with all churches, seers, and philosophers, but allegiance to one master mind and heart. Then your service will be inspired, and your certainty of action absolute.